And hello, all my fellow nerds out there. This is Oracle Nerd Richie, and welcome back once again to Ace Attorney: Truth and Consequences. Last time we were in the middle of a trial. We were about to take in Rafe. We were about to cross-examine Rafa's insight once again. At least that's where I remember leaving off. So, the victim was submerged underwater, thus she could not see her surroundings. Being underwater, would the spirit be able to hear us as well as above it? No, I don't think so. The spirit would still be tied to the body. So, so then even if the victim's eyes and ears no longer work, the spirit could use them. Something like that, yes. And we can't necessarily trust the intensity of the sensations she experienced. Except for the sensation of being cold, wet, and in pain. I'm assuming this would preclude being able to smell anything, as the victim would need to breathe. The paralyzed spirit couldn't force her to breathe. I think that's probably right. Dahlia clung to Nadia's body. Why? Why would she be so determined? Especially since they barely knew each other in life. Would she really agree to work with her? She heard the faint sound of the fire set off by the fireworks nearby. Why did you say it was the fireworks? Obviously because there was no other fire apart from the burning of the folding screen. Yes, but that would have been all the way across the lake, wouldn't it? It would have been pretty distant. If no one saw it, then I suppose that is strange. Are you seriously pointing out contradictions in your own theory? No, I've seen everything. So far, this has all been speculation. The insight's contents are unclear. The fireworks we heard around 12:40 a.m., so that must have been when this occurred. A woman came to retrieve her body. She screamed, and a man approached. Rifa, is it possible that that time moves differently in insights? Sometimes, when it's as imprecise as this. Why? I was just wondering how soon all this occurred. With no visuals, I'm wondering if the empty space could have been longer than it appeared. I've done insights on people who were sleeping, and it seems to work that way. I believe it always skips ahead if nothing happened for a long stretch of time. At least that's how it works when the victim is asleep. So the man might not have come out in response to the woman screaming. Maybe. It's just that. If the fireworks were out, Dad's would have been putting that out. That is true. Your insights would... You're right. Time would have to move differently. Though we can't know the exact timing on everything. We can know the order of events. That's not scrambled. If that's true, the woman screamed at 1 a.m. and Dad talked to her at 4 a.m. That doesn't make sense at all. What's going on with this insight? He jumped into Lake Ike to get the body from her. He jumped into Lake Ike to get the body from her. For her. You think Dad's jumped into Lake Ike to retrieve a body? To my knowledge, no other man was outside that night. Does you like to confess something, Mr. Wright? Paul and I were the only other two men in Kurine that night. I can personally vouch that we were both awakened by the fireworks. We talked about them for a moment, then went back to sleep. It wasn't either one of us, meaning it had to be Dad's. But why would he do that? Barbed you always come up with crazy alternate interpretations. Come up with one now. I would if I could think of one. But I've got nothing. I can't think of how this all fits together. The man was speaking to the woman while the fire was still going. Why would Dads have done that? Was it him and Greta standing out there? I'm completely stumped here. After this spirit was severed from the host body, I knew no more. Okay, so that one's... I'm certain that that makes sense. Let's just press on it anyways. And you're certain that's when it happened? Of course I am. The seance would have displayed different results otherwise. So that was a sort of spiritual death even for Dahlia? I suppose so. I've only just learned about this, Barbed Head. How am I to know for sure? This is an unusual circumstance. I've never performed a seance on an already departed spirit before. It is true, it throws everything into question. I can only do so much. I only just learned how to do this. Rafa, it's okay. Please calm down. You're doing great. This is a tough one, and we all need the help, and we need all the help we can get. Although, this is a tough one. Is this a tough one, or is something else wrong here? The insight feels off, very far off. I just need to figure out why. I'm starting to think this insight business is just a load of nonsense. Did you hide a projector over the pool to try and fool us all into believing it? Dare you assume I would stoop to such trickery? This is an insult to the Holy Mother herself. Then perhaps you can explain why this insight makes no sense. I've done this many times, but never on an already dead spirit. Would you like to come up and try it, Bobbed Head? I assure you that this isn't as easy as it looks. At this point, I might as well dance around the pool for all the good it'll do. You squish it. Dare you swing that whip in my direction? You should consider yourself fortunate I have self-control. You saw what happened to Dad's Arable yesterday. The situation is devolving into something else entirely. I can tell Rafa's trying her best. I trust her abilities. I don't think she made a mistake. But Francisca's right. This whole insight has done nothing but confuse us. It doesn't line up with any of the evidence. It doesn't line up with the timeline. I just don't think the murderer could possibly have been outside. Even when the path through the glass, dragging Nadia on the ground that far would leave evidence. But there must be a logical explanation for this. There must be a reason none of this is lining up. Well, Phoenix, what is it? What have I missed? I know Rafa did this right. These are definitely the last moments of Dahlia's spirit. She clung to the host's body. That seems pretty clear to me. Yeah, me too. Mia always told you to turn the case around in instances like this. Instead of trying to focus into the evidence and timeline we have, maybe you should be asking why it doesn't fit at all. That's a good idea. Okay, if I believe these were Dahlia's spirit's last moments, why is it not adding up? Unless... Oh, of course! What is it? Surely you can't have figured it out already. That has to be it. If those were Dahlia's spirit's last moments, it all makes sense. Your Honor, I think I know what's going on here. We're wrong. We've been wrong about everything. We are? I'm completely lost. All right, if you got it figured out, who is this mysterious man speaking? If I am right, then the man speaking has to be... Ooh. Wait. I mean, the only other two men are Wright and Apollo. Probably has to be me, right? It's the only one that makes sense. Your Honor, the person the spirit heard is me. Ridiculous. You just said you weren't out that night. I wasn't out that night. I was definitely in bed. But I'm certain my voice is the one that Dahlia heard. It's not possible! Exactly. It's not possible for it to have been for it to have been talking to having me talking that night. That was me talking 10 years ago. You can't seriously mean. How dare you insinuate that I would call upon the wrong spirit? That's outrageous. You didn't call upon the wrong spirit. We guessed wrong. Dahlia Hawthorne wasn't channeled that night. What? Order in the court. Mr. Wright, are you saying we just witnessed an aftermath of the murder of Misty Faye? It all fits. I spoke to Bikini that night. The bridge was on fire. I ran up there and attempted to cross it. That's when the wood broke and I fell into the river below. The insight fits perfectly. Are you telling me we just watched the insight for a case we already solved? Think about it. The three strongest sensations she experienced. They were wet, cold, and pain, right? Misty Faye was lying face down on the snow with a sword in her back. That would explain those sensations perfectly. We just wasted all this time? And we got nothing out of it? Actually, we got something very important out of it. Nadia was channeling Dahlia. She wasn't channeling Dahlia, she was channeling someone else. Exactly, we were supposed to figure out who it was. What was all that investigation for in the first place? We can now narrow down the list of possibilities. We just need to look over the evidence again. That was one of the main reasons I released you all the other day, for another day. I certainly hope you have more to discuss than your incorrect theories. There is a way to clear this up. There's someone who can offer an explanation. I want to call a witness to the stand. What witness? Oh. There's only one person that could possibly explain this, right? Imagine we call the judge herself. That'd be hilarious. Feel like it has to be Dahlia, right? She died 10 years ago, and that... But then again, the only other person who saw someone that night was Albie. He's the only one who hasn't testified, if you think about it. Gotta be Albie. The defense would like to call Albie Erguy to the stand. Me? Why me? You were the only person who saw her that night. I want more details. I agree. We need to go back and figure out who we actually saw. In that case, I would like to call a recess. I think we can all use a break. No arguments here. Court will reconvene in 10 minutes. Damn. This is a lot. And we already got to a to be continued. January 3rd, 11:57 a.m. Hazakura Temple Defendant's Lobby. Pearls? Are you alright? You knew it wasn't Dahlia, didn't you? I'm going to take that as a yes. Well, that was kind of a waste of time. I'm not so sure. We now know Dahlia isn't the spirit who was channeled. I guess it means I don't need her insight anymore. Dahlia's insight completely disregarded. Anything else you don't need? Yeah, let's see. I think I'm going to write down that we learned about the Liefs. Oh, I skipped something. That way I don't need these letters. Nadia's letters tossed aside and all Lief's profiles updated. She's wearing red this time. Greta, hi. So it's not about everything you said yesterday. And listen, I might have hated Nadia and never got along with her. But I want to know what happened to her. I owe her that much. So, here. What's this? My full testimony. It's not much, but I hope it helps. Greta's testimony for what happened the night of the murder. Added to court record. I can't say I feel all that much sympathy for her. Sounds like she did something really stupid and got herself into this. And I know it's not all that helpful for you, but it's the truth. It's exactly what I saw. No more, no less. Thanks, Greta. Well now, that's out of the way. I think I'm going to head out. Head out? Not forever. Just to the coffee shop next door. There was a cute redhead who seemed really interested in my wares. Kept asking me about the stuff about how it worked. So I didn't want to keep her waiting. Yeah. Guess you should go. I think I agree with Maya. She didn't do it. Boss, I'm sorry. I still don't have it ready yet. I'm having some trouble reading the data. For sure I can get it working. I just need a little more time. We're really down to the last second, and you shouldn't rush this too much. But you shouldn't rush it too much. Just keep going. You got it. They're saying we need to go back in. Yeah, I guess so. Hopefully Albie's testimony should clear up some things. January 3rd, 12:10 p.m. Hazakura Temple. Courtroom. Court is back in session. Mr. Urguide, are you ready to give your testimony? Yes, I'm all ready. I assume you know why we wanted you to speak, right? Is it because I was the one who told you that I saw that Dahlia lady? I definitely saw her. I'm sure of it. It seems odd to me that you would be so certain of it. I'm certain she's who I saw. I don't know why that insight showed the wrong thing. It sounds like your testimony will be valuable. I'll tell you everything I remember. Here we go. Witness testimony. I saw her. While Mr. Arable and I were setting up fireworks, I happened to look up. That's when I saw her, that Dahlia lady. It looked exactly like her. She was in acolyte robes, but she had braids in her hair, like in the picture. It was from a distance, so I didn't see the details of her face. I thought it was the sister Iris at first, but then I realized there was a difference. Because her hair was red, it was easy to see in the moonlight. And this was while you were setting everything up. Yep, I know it was her. That's very conclusive. You're certain it was Dahlia Hawthorne. I know it was her. I saw her. This testimony feels off already. There's gotta be some reason that he saw her. I don't think he'd lie about something like this. He definitely saw her. But she definitely wasn't channeled that night. So why is that? Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination. I saw her. I happened to look up. Hold it! So what happened before the fireworks went off? Yeah. Oh yeah, they hadn't gone off yet. And she was just walking in the direction of the meditation room? She was going down the road in that direction. I didn't see her go into it. She might not have gone there, but I don't know where she went. And you're certain that you saw her then? We were setting up. I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention. I see. What happened next? That's when I saw her, that Dahlia lady. It looked exactly like her. It looked exactly like her, he says. Are you sure you saw her? Of course I saw her. I've never seen anyone that wasn't there before. It's okay, I'm not suggesting you hallucinated. I'm sure you saw someone. I didn't think it was weird then. I figured she had a job to do. What sort of job do you think she was doing? I don't know. I didn't think about that part. He doesn't know the goings-on at Kurine. He couldn't have known it would be strange to see her. There was another reason I thought she might have been doing something for Kurine. She was wearing acolyte robes, but she had braids in her hair like in the picture. Wait. Acolyte robes, but braids? Is he sure he didn't see Rafa that night? And then again, Rafa doesn't really have braids. She has little hair loopies. Okay, let's just press on that. Acolyte robes? Not like the one Sister Iris wears, more like the one Mystic Pearl wears. And you're certain it wasn't her? I'm sure of it. I know what she looks like. She could have put braids in her hair though. I guess so, but it didn't look like her. Still. It wasn't from a distance, so I didn't see the details of her It was from a distance, so I didn't see the details of her face. How did you know who it was then? I guess I don't know exactly who it was. I could have been wrong. Wrong about it being Dahlia. I didn't see everything, but I saw enough to know she looked like her. Looked like Dahlia specifically? Yeah, Dahlia for sure, because I thought it was Sister Iris at first, but then I realized there was a difference. You thought it was Iris? She had the same braids as Sister Iris does, but her hair was a different color. You're sure of that? Her hair was definitely a different color. Yeah, that I know. I'm sure of it. And you could tell that from a distance. The moon was real bright, so that's how I knew it wasn't Sister Iris. Wait a minute. Because her hair was red, it was easy to see in the moonlight. Wait a minute. Wait. Okay, wait. I'm putting two and two together. Hold up. Evidence. There was a lunar eclipse. There was a lunar eclipse the night of the murder, which cast the entire eerie red glow all over the place and heightened spiritual energy for all meetings in Khura'in. Wait. I'm getting a thought. I feel like this contradicts with that. It has to. Her hair was red. It was easy to see in the moonlight. Objection! Albie, you said her hair was red in the moonlight, right? I remember that the most. Then there's a problem with your testimony, with your story. A problem? But that's what I saw. I know I'm not colorblind. No, I think you saw what you saw, Albie. But the moonlight was red that night. Which means the person you saw only looked like that. Looked like she had red hair. Oh, that's right. I saw her hair from a distance. You're saying that the light made it look red? You think it's possible? Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Then who did I see? Only one person matches the description he gave. That must mean this is the person you saw that night. It had to be Sister Iris, right? Because Iris looks a lot like Dahlia. I have a feeling. The person you saw that night was Iris Hawthorne. Oh, you're right. That makes perfect sense. All right, I'll admit it. It's very likely. Which begs the question of why she was out at after midnight that night. Albie, you said she wasn't wearing the same robes as Sister Iris. They looked like the ones Mystic Pearl wears. That means she changed clothes that night. Come to think of it, Nadia said something interesting that first day. I have spare acolyte robes. The outfit will not do. Of course, I'll be certain to change. That means Iris could have easily have acquired some spare robes. The question is why she would do that. Your Honor, I think we should call Iris Hawthorne to the stand. We have no objections. Yes, I think that's a good idea. Iris Hawthorne, please come take the stand. Ooh, okay, so Iris is definitely going to be shedding some more light on this. Your name and occupation for the court. Iris Hawthorne. I'm a nun at Hazakura Temple. Seems Mr. Wright has proven you were out that night. Would you care to explain what you were doing walking in that direction? Yes, I can. As much as I don't like suspecting her like this, it's for pearls. And I don't need the moon matrix to see that she's nervous about something. But I guess she never did ask for her... I never did ask for her alibi, did I? Please give your testimony, Miss Hawthorne. I was just walking. I admit that I was out walking that night because I thought the red moon was very pretty. I walked in that direction, but I never went to the meditation room. I just walked up and down the path to look at the moon. I wore his spare acolyte robes, but because I was cold and they're made of thicker material. Once I got back, I went to sleep. I was only out for about 20 minutes because it was cold. You didn't do anything else, Miss Hawthorne? That's all I did. I walked up and down the path. Seems suspicious that you didn't hear or see anything. The fireworks were loud. I wasn't paying attention. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Alright. Hold it? You went out because the moon was pretty? Well, yes, it was lovely. I just wanted to look at it. And you couldn't have looked at it earlier that night? I suppose I could have, but I was just in the mood. And when the fireworks went off, you didn't run out to see what they were. It was New Year's Day. I figured someone set them off because of that. And you weren't curious? I was curious, but I didn't know how much help I could be. It's a bit vague, but is it out of character? And where did you go again? I walked in that direction, but I never went to the meditation room. You walked near the meditation room, but didn't go in? I didn't have a reason to. Perhaps not, but it seems suspicious you were in that area at the time. So returned before everything happened. I see. But why is there an apostrophe there? I see. So you were just walking, nothing else? Nothing else. I just walked up and down the path to look at the moon. Why not look out the window? It was hard to see from the window. And this was just after midnight? I didn't check the time, but I think so. Were you aware Miles Edgeworth had security stationed around Corrine that night? Yes, of course I knew that. And you know why he hired those security guards? Because of that serial killer. And how do you know that? He told me the line man goes after people associated with past cases. I see. So if you knew exactly why they were out that night, why did you risk your life to go out by yourself, unarmed, to look at the moon? No, it just didn't occur to me. Didn't occur to you? You forgot about the active serial killer? I suppose I simply didn't consider the risk. Francisca's right. It's a little strange. But I guess it's not contradictory. Maybe I should move on to a different question for now. And why were you dressed differently? I wore the spare acolyte robes because I was cold, and they're made of thicker material. They're made of a thicker material? It was very cold outside. I noticed the material was warmer. Interesting, given that you're from Hazakura Temple. I have thought it was much colder, yet you wore the same robes here. That's true, but the other acolyte robes were available and felt warmer. So you went into Nadia's room to rummage through her stuff to find warmer clothes? I suppose you caught me there. Yes, I did. Aw, look at her blushing. Okay, I think she actually did go to do Nadia's things to get the robes. But I bet that's not why she did it. I agree. It sounds completely out of character for her to be so nosy. What did you do after that? Once I got back, I went to sleep. I was only out for about 20 minutes because it was cold. You went to sleep? Yes, I was tired. And that's all that happened? That's all that happened. So all of this was just a nighttime stroll and Albie happened to see you. That must have been what he saw. Yes. I don't doubt that's when he saw her. That lines up. But why would she lie? Or did she misunderstand something? She just went for a walk? I'm not buying it. Something else happened. I just know it. Much as I hate to say it, I think she's hiding something too. But could she have been done something? It doesn't sound like her at all. Wait. Okay, wait. Damn it, I skipped it by mistake. Something about the last statement. I was only out for about 20 minutes because I was cold. Wait, 20 minutes? That's an Albie, Juicy Athena, Veil Error Malfunction, Iris and Nadia. She was only out for about 20 minutes. 20 minutes? But the door wouldn't open. Okay, so she went out that night, but there's a clear time discrepancy here. That's, I guess they went, so like the second one is like they went in to go and sleep, I guess. Sleep, I guess? But then that's a 7-hour difference though. Objection! Stop right there, Iris. Something's very wrong with what you said. Wrong? Take a look at the security log. You went out at 12:09 a.m. So if you were only out there for 20 minutes, why did you come back? Why didn't you come back until 12:59 a.m.? Well, perhaps it didn't log when that happened. The logs have been very consistent. They've aligned with everything we know. So why aren't you telling the truth? Let me think. I must have misremembered something. Miss Hawthorne, that's a very big contradiction. I certainly hope you can explain it. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Phoenix is right. I did make a mistake. Just give me a moment to clarify and it'll make sense. I certainly hope so. I was outside that evening. I went out at the same time as Nadia for the lesson. Then I decided to walk around for a while. I must have lost track of time and gotten back at 12:09 a.m. Nadia got back at the same time as I did, but she went back out at 12:59 a.m. That should explain the time discrepancy. I'm sorry for the confusion. So you were simply out of the dwelling by that point in time. I must have gotten mixed up with the night before. I did take a walk then. I suppose Mystic Nadia simply didn't comment on my wearing her spare robes. Logically, that makes sense, but I don't know about practically. Was she just walking around all that time in the cold? Please begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Cross-examination. I was outside that evening. I went out at the same time Nadia as Nadia for the lesson, then decided to walk around for a while. Hold it? You walked around because you wanted to look at the moon? I've been known to get lost in thoughts and lose track of time once in a while. Aww. I remember you doing the same thing. It's not strange, is it? She's right. You still do that. So I daydream sometimes. Is that a bad thing? I didn't say that. I just said you still do it. But for 2 hours? I don't usually get distracted that long, but it's not out of the question. So all you did was wander around. Can anyone back that up? I didn't see anyone, no. No witnesses? That's a bit suspicious. There was a lesson at the school, and I must not have come across all of you. Weird, but I guess that's technically possible. I must have lost track of time and gotten back at 12:09 a.m. Hold it? And that's when Albie saw you? It must have been, yes. When did he see you walking in the direction of the meditation room? I heard a fox close by and turned around for a moment, I think. You don't sound very sure of yourself. I don't remember it very well, but I do remember that. Nadia got back at the same time as I did, but she went back out around 12:59. And that's who left the dwelling at 12:59 a.m.? It's around the time, yes. So why would she have gone back to the dwelling after getting the key? I don't know. What was she doing there? She was in her room. I wasn't really paying attention. Did you return the acolyte robes? I remember to after she left, yes. I suppose that's plausible. Is it though? Let's explain the discrepancy. I'm sorry for the confusion. So let me get this straight. You and Nadia got back at 12:09 a.m. That's right. And Nadia went back out at 12:59 a.m. Yes, that must have been when she was killed. That's the full story. But is that really what happened? Do you think that's actually what happened? I don't think she lied, but her story seems a little strange. Was she really mistaken, or is she hiding something? Nadia got back at the same time as I did, but she went back out at 12:59 a.m. She went back at 12:59 a.m.? The statement is false. Oh. Is it false? Exactly how... Well, you see, Mr. Wright, don't speak up unless you have something valuable to add to the conversation. Perhaps this penalty will make you think twice before presenting it. Okay, so that wasn't it. I should look over the evidence again. Damn it! Okay. Okay. Wait. 12:59 a.m.? Wait. 12:59 a.m. Hold up. Sony chamber meditation room. Wait. 12:50 a.m. Door opened. Wait a minute. Hold up a second. Wait, let me get to that statement real quick. Nadia got back at the same time as I did, but she went back out at 12:59 a.m. That's part of the discrepancy, but it doesn't prove everything. There must be something else I can present. Ooh. Wait. Wait a minute. 20 minutes? Hold up. Wait, dwelling 4? To chamber... Wait, but that's a 10-minute walk! Hold up a second. Objection! Iris, you're lying. I know you're lying. Lying? But... Let's take another look at the security log, shall we? The meditation room didn't go online until 1:05 a.m. No one entered or exited until after that until 4:01. But if Nadia was coming from the guest dwelling 3 at the top, look at where the meditation room is on the map. It's quite the distance, isn't it? So tell me, Iris, how did Nadia get all the way to the meditation room less than 6 minutes? No one came or went from the meditation room until after 1:05. After 1:05 until after Nadia was killed. I don't know how. You don't? Because it sounds more like you're not being honest, Iris Hawthorne. That's what happened. It's not possible. You know it's not possible. Iris, come on. Come on. Even if she ran, she couldn't have gone that far in 6 minutes. And if she tried to take a shortcut by Lake Ike, Dats and Albie would have seen her. So, there's something I'm curious about. What was Dahlia's picture doing in your bathroom if Nadia didn't channel her? Well... You wanted people to think Dahlia was being channeled, didn't you? No, I wouldn't... That wouldn't have worked. I'm 10 years older than Dahlia now. It would have been obvious it wasn't her. No, I think Miss Von Karma's on the right track. In fact, I found something in your bathroom that proves it. You did? Please point out what would you prove to Miss Von Karma's theory. Ooh. I mean, the picture of Dahlia seems a bit too obvious. Maybe the makeup or the hairspray? I feel like it's the makeup. That's what the makeup was for, wasn't it? You wanted to make yourself look 10 years younger. No. Dahlia must have been channeled by someone else. Maybe she killed Nadia. Who would want to risk that? Dahlia is an incredibly violent spirit. You know full well she's on the forbidden spirit list. You don't understand what you're talking about. I hate this, but I can't back down now. Iris, please, I don't want to do this any more than you do. But you're not being honest right now, and the stakes are too high. It wasn't Dahlia that saw Albie, it was you. You disguised yourself as her. Why? Why would you do that? It was Dahlia. I was in the guest dwelling by then. Iris, Pearl's life is at stake here. I need to know the truth. Truth? The truth is... The truth is... You think you're so clever, don't you? You think you can make this child go any way you want, don't you? Well, Feeny. Feeny? Oh yeah, that was her nickname, wasn't it? No one's a perfect judge of character. What? Is this actually happening? Iris, is that really you? It's true, Feeny. I've been playing a long game now, and you've fallen into my trap. You really think you could just make someone innocent just by wanting it? You're awfully naive for a man in his 30s, being so much in everyone you meet, believing in so much in everyone you meet. So just do it already. Or were you waiting for a confession? I'm happy to oblige. I did it. I killed Nadia. You killed Nadia? Why? That's no concern of yours. What's important is that I did it. I disguised myself as my sister. I was going to break down the chamber door. Killing Mystic Maya would have been so easy, if not for Mystic Nadia. She tried to stop me, but she made a fatal mistake. She left the key in a lock. I grabbed it and locked her in. I picked up Mystic Moira's statue and followed her in there. That's when Mystic Pearl showed up. Damn fool. She tried to pull the statue from my hands. My grip was too strong for her puny arms. She screamed as I smashed Mystic Nadia's skull right in front of her. She followed me for a while, finally smashing the glass ornament in my head. I figured my DNA would get on the scene, so I fled. Mystic Pearl must have left the door open when she dragged Mystic Maya out to hide her. So you see, I did it. I'm the killer. You thought I was so innocent. You never thought I'd stoop this low, did you? But it's true, I killed her. I'd do it again. I love hearing their skull crack. I can see now why Dahlia was so bloodthirsty. I never felt so alive. Oh well, you figured it out, so go on with it. Declare Pearl not guilty. I'm the killer you've been looking for, after all. Nick, look at Pearl. She looks like she's trying to tell you something. She's staring at me. How long has she been doing that? Now she's looking back at Iris? Wait, what are you trying to tell me, Pearls? Wait, is Iris lying? I could end this nightmare of a trial right now. Pearls could go free. But if Iris is lying, then who did kill Nadia? And if she's telling the truth, what is Pearls trying to tell me? Hmm? We can't just take her at her word. I think you know that, Phoenix, right? You have a right to cross-examine her, so do it. She's right. I can do it. I should do it. I have my doubts about Iris's confession too. But why does she want me to do this? She's the prosecution, so why me? Unless you want the jury to acquit your client? Prove it, Mr. Wright. The only thing that belongs to trial is evidence. Anything else has no place. Is that what she wants? To teach me a lesson? You're right. I need to cross-examine her. I need to know if this confession is legitimate. Has Iris changed, or is she covering for someone? But who? Who other than... No. I won't believe it. I'll never believe it. Hang in there a little longer, Pearls. There's always someone else. Witness testimony. I killed Nadia. I disguised myself as Dahlia so no one would suspect it was me. I came across Mystic Nadia in the chamber, no doubt trying to save Mystic Maya's life. I'm the one who shut the door and locked it, so I could grab the statue. Mystic Pearl arrived just in time, and to see me bash Mystic Nadia's head in. She screamed in horror. We struggled as she smashed something over my head. I left so I couldn't contaminate the scene. That's when Mystic Pearl must have dragged Mystic Maya out to the closet when Mystic Greta saw her. I killed Nadia. That's all there is to it. So you're saying the person who opened the chamber door was you, Miss Hawthorne? Yes, it was me. Lines up with your evidence, doesn't it? I'm not so sure about that. Neither am I, but we'll find out soon enough. Please do your cross-examination, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Don't spare her feelings. Make sure she tells you the entire truth. Ooh, baby, things are turning on their head right this instant. I disguised myself as Dahlia so no one would suspect it was me. Hold it! That raises even more questions. Who would channel Dahlia in the first place? She's a forbidden spirit. You could be banished for that. Why does that matter? Because if you wanted to claim Dahlia was being channeled, you'd have just claimed someone else channeled her. So who then? Who? Doesn't matter. I would have just found a medium who had no alibi. So you were banking on someone not having an alibi, that's it? Yes, I figured someone wouldn't have one. That seems a bit risky, doesn't it? What if everyone had an alibi? Well, I would have thought of something else. What are you doing, Iris? Why are you lying like this? I came across Miss Nadia in the chamber. No doubt to try and save Mystic Maya's life. Came across her in the chamber? I sure did. For a second, I thought there were two Mayas. So you were saying that because Nadia was dressed like Maya, you thought she was Maya? I just figured I could kill them both. Why not stop at just one? Yeah, I never known you to be so homicidal before. Did you ever really know me at all? You can't always be right about everyone you know. That's not what I'm saying. Why lie for so long? You really waited all these years to kill Maya? Or have you killed before? Of course, I've killed before. Who, Iris? Who have you killed? That's my business, not yours. They're all cold cases. You figure it out. Fair enough, but you can't tell us why can't you tell us why you killed your other victims? Why should I tell you? You're the one who investigate. You're the one ones who investigate. That's your job. Just one motive will do, Iris. We only need one. I didn't like the way they looked at me. Interesting you'd say you'd killed before, Iris. Because earlier you said you only now understood why Dahlia was so bloodthirsty. So it sounds like you did it for the first time. It's a figure of speech, that's it. She won't back down without a fight, and if that's what she wants, she's stubborn, but so am I. I'm the one who shut the door and locked it to grab the statue. You shut the door and locked them in, but didn't Maya also have a key? Yes, I figured it wouldn't take long to grab, enough time for me to get the statue. There was glass all over the chamber. She didn't grab a weapon or something? I think she panicked. If Nadia intended to save Maya that night, she did know you were planning something. Did she know you were planning something? Guess she must have figured it out. She shouldn't have tried to stop me. Iris, that doesn't even make sense. Why would she assume that? If what you're saying is that you've secretly been a psychopath all this time, Nadia would have no reason to expect you to try to kill Maya. Oh, who cares about why the miserable old stick in the mud was there? I do. If you want me to believe it, give me a good reason. Fine, it's because of the damn feud, okay? She probably figured someone would try to take Maya out. Is that so? Are you suggesting she thought Pearl would try to kill Maya? That's probably it, yes. Probably isn't definitive proof. I don't know what you want me to say. I killed her. Stop giving me the third degree. And I savored every moment because Mystic Pearl arrived just in time to see me bash Mystic Nadia's head in. She screamed in horror. Pearl's witnessed this? It was one of my finest moments, smashing Nadia over the head like that. Why else do you think she's so traumatized? I bet that scream was the last noise she made. You're suggesting her phobia is because she witnessed the murder? Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? If that were true, I admit that would be a valid reason. That would be an incredibly traumatic event to witness. That's assuming it's true. I don't know why you're arguing with me this much. Your client is innocent. You're off the hook. The only killer in the room is little old me. There's a killer in this room, alright, but it's not her. Yeah, but her insistence on getting Pearl acquitted is giving me pause. You're right, that is strange. Are you done talking amongst yourselves, or are you going to go ahead and arrest me already? Little Pearl's trauma didn't even end there. You know what happened next. We struggled and she smashed something over my head. I left so I wouldn't contaminate the scene. By getting blood on it, right? You're right on the money. I'm no idiot. I know that'd be a giveaway. When you say Pearl smashed something over your head, what does that mean? Yeah, in the head. You can't expect me to remember every single detail. So to clarify, Pearl stood right next to you and smashed an object on your head. Of course, you know this is easily provable, don't you? Allow someone to inspect your scalp. Surely the glass would have cut it. You're starting to really tick me off, lady. Don't touch me. You don't want to know what I'm capable of. So if your story is true and you're confessing, why aren't you letting us prove it? Lay a finger on me and I'll make sure it's the last thing you ever do. You're going to let me get back into my story already? Master Mystic Pearl must have dragged Mystic Maya to the closet, and when Mystic Greta saw her. Are you saying Greta saw Pearl dragging Maya's unconscious body to the closet? Why didn't she mention that in her testimony? I don't know. Maybe that happened at 4 AM when Mystic Pearl came back to clean up. You're suggesting that Dats is covering for Pearls? Someone he barely knows? I'm sure she's perfectly charming. She could talk him into keeping her secret without an issue. really expecting us to believe he's risking legal ramifications because of Pearl's charm? Of course, I'm sure he'd be honored to keep her secret. We know from Mr. Greta's testimony that he's not above such things. Iris, that's not only unfounded, it's also highly improbable. Inappropriate. Pearls isn't the kind of girl to flirt with someone to get him to do her a favor. You thought I wasn't the kind of girl to murder someone either. You're not always right about people, you know. You know full well that you aren't. You know full well that you aren't either. Everyone is capable of killing someone, even you. That's ridiculous. You can't make blanket statements like that. I think you're capable of murder per se, but if the situation were extreme enough... Why are we talking about this? It's not even relevant to the case. She has a point. Actually, both of them do. Maya, I wouldn't take a life. You know that. I know you wouldn't, but extreme situations happen. You can't say for sure you never would if worse came to worse. In fact, if you said you'd do it without hesitation if you remember to. If you had to, remember? Okay, you're right. But what does this have to do with what Iris is saying here? She could potentially be the same way. Or maybe she thinks someone else was backed into it and is giving them an out. I suppose that's not out of the question. Are you finished here? Have you already come to the conclusion? I suppose I have to say it again so you get the picture. That's all. That's all there is to it. Something about her story just doesn't feel right. I can remember Mr. Nadia in the chamber, no doubt trying to save Mystic Maya's life. Wait. Nadia had no insight when Rafa attempted the divination seance. This confirmed that she was channeling someone when she died. Wait. Iris, you're lying, and you're not even doing a good job of it either. Now, you can't have known it was Nadia in the chamber, because Nadia was channeling someone at the time. Channeling? She didn't have an insight. It's the only theory that makes sense. Fine then. I didn't know it was Mystic Nadia. Saw Mystic Maya there and thought it was weird someone else was dressed like her. So what? I just wanted to kill someone. That's it? You killed Nadia because you wanted to? Can't disprove that, can you? Not with just that evidence. Right. This isn't enough. I have to prove more. Okay, so there's something else that we're missing. Wait, maybe something about this? Wait. You said you could go grab the statue. No more. Its shape matches the victim's head wound. It is made of stone and extremely heavy. The base was wiped off, but Pearl's fingerprints were found on the sides. Wait. Wait, you're the one who shut the door and locked it, so you can grab the statue. Here's summoning chamber. Control 47. It was closed for 3 minutes. It wouldn't take 3 minutes to do that, right? Objection! Door was closed for 3 minutes. Why did you wait 3 minutes before opening it up again? I wanted to savor the moment. Savor the moment? That doesn't make sense. The statue was in the meditation room. It would have taken seconds to grab it. What's more, Nadia could have escaped in that time. That's your argument? That Mystic Nadia didn't leave Mystic Maya? How do you know she didn't stay behind to protect Mystic Maya? Why didn't she grab something to hit an attacker with? If it were me, I'd wait by the door to knock them out as they came back in. Or at the very least try to scare them off. Simple. She saw me. I told her I dropped the key in the dark and I was looking for it. That's why it took 3 minutes to do so. Simply play acting. Just like I've been pretending to be poor, precious little Iris. See, I've been keeping up this facade for years, and you were none the wiser. So why did you say you were savoring the moment? I was just toying with you, but it doesn't matter, does it? That evidence doesn't completely disprove my story, does it? She's right. I had to prove more than just this. If I can point out enough discrepancies, maybe that'll be enough. Hmm. Screamed in horror. She screamed in horror? Wait, Pearl arrived just in time to see me bash Nadia's head in. Wait, let me check the autopsy report. A female. Time of death, between 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. Okay, that doesn't help. Alright, so the autopsy report does not help. I feel like the logs disprove this. Come on, Iris, this isn't even difficult to disprove. You said you killed Nadia after the chamber door had been closed and then opened. But Pearl was seen going back into the manor at around 12:49 a.m. 1 minute before you'd killed Nadia. Then she came out of Fey Manor. Greta saw her running into it. Besides, that means she'd have been waiting around for 3 hours before the cleanup. I guess she fainted then. It's not impossible, is it? I can't prove it now, but this is a pretty big contradiction. If I can point out enough of them, I should be able to raise some doubt. Oh God, how many of these do I have to point out? We struggled that she smashed something over my head, so I left so I wouldn't contaminate the scene. Wait. Studying chamber diagram. Check for details. Wait, you left so you couldn't contaminate the scene? Then what's with this luminol trail then? Objection! When you say Pearl smashed you over the head with a glass object, what does that mean? She stood there, raised her arms, and smashed over my head. Do you need to keep pressing about this point? Yes, because we proved that Pearl threw the object that cut her across the chamber. If you were struggling, how were you on the opposite ends of it? I'm getting sick of all these stupid questions. What is it? It doesn't matter. But fine, if you insist. Maybe I got the details wrong. It was hard. I was hit rather hard. Can you prove I wasn't hit from across the room? Not if she won't let someone check her scalp for cuts. This isn't enough on its own. I need more. How much more do I have to disprove with this woman? I know she couldn't have killed her. Wait. Drag Mystic Maya to the closet, and when Mystic Greta saw her, I stepped into the living room and saw Pearl run past me, crying and bleeding. She went up the stairs. I closed the back door after her. I checked the time on the alarm, and a moment later, it was 12:49 a.m. I came back at 1:29 a.m. with Dad's Audible. He saw someone in the hallway, so he climbed out of the window at 4:05 a.m. Chris, you cannot think we're all this stupid. Greta testified that she saw Pearl alone. Maybe she didn't notice Mystic Maya's body being dragged. Who would have noticed that? Why would she leave out such a major detail? Okay, maybe Mystic Pearl dragged Maya's body to the closet after 4 a.m. That would make sense, wouldn't it? She just cleaned everything up later. It lines up with the security report, doesn't it? Right. We've had enough of your little games. Mr. Wright has proven there are too many holes in your story. It's clear he doesn't believe you, and I'm inclined to agree. So out with it. Why are you doing this? This is all circumstantial evidence. Individually, maybe. But altogether, they raise too many questions. Miss Hawthorne, perjury is a serious crime. Are you certain you want to proceed? Okay, Iris, I'm going to give you one more chance to tell us the truth. What actually happened that night? That is what happened that night. No, it's not. And I'm not going to let you take the fall for this. I don't care how much time has passed. No one could have changed this much. I was Godot's accomplice 9 years ago. I helped him cover up a murder, remember? Who says I couldn't commit one myself? Being an accomplice and carrying out the murder yourself are two very different things. Do you expect us to believe you're capable of a crime like this just because you wanted to do it? It was me. I killed her. I'm the one who did it. At this trial already, you have your culprit. Now, not until we know why you're lying. Are Mr. Phoenix Wright and I going to have to go over every single hole in your story? No, this is what happened. I killed Nadia. She can run, but she can't hide from the truth. There's always someone else. You claim to have pretended to be Dahlia Hawthorne to make us think someone was channeling her. But you're 10 years older than she would have been. If someone saw you, they'd be able to tell the difference. I used makeup. It was dark. It was dark in the chamber too. Okay, let's assume that's what happened. So if you pull all that effort in to kill Maya, how are you planning on getting the key? I was going to break down the door. By yourself? Yes, by myself. I would have grabbed a tool of some kind. Is that so? Then why didn't you bring one with you? I did. I just didn't mention it in my testimony. I don't think so, because if this tool was heavy enough to break down a door, but light enough to swing, why didn't you use what you brought with you to kill Nadia? Oh, got her there. Don't have an answer, do you? I didn't think to use it at all. Really, because you claim to have waited 3 minutes after locking Nadia into the chamber. So what? I thought the statue would be easier to use. Alright, let's put your faulty logic aside for a moment. You claim to have closed the door for 3 minutes to grab the statue, right? If Pearl witnessed you kill Nadia after getting the statue, Greta wouldn't have seen Pearl rushing past her 1 minute before you opened the door. So how did she witness you killing Nadia if she was already inside the manor by then? What? How about it, Iris? Was Pearl in 2 places at once? Greta was lying. There's only one explanation. Greta's version of the events line up with the security records. Well, Iris, how can you explain that? What the hell is your problem? Just convict me already. You have your killer. What more do you need? The truth is, Iris, what's the truth? Wait. Hey. Oh no. Okay. You're right. No one channeled Dahlia. I was pretending to be her. And I'm not the killer. But I might as well have been. It's my fault. What do you mean? If you're not the killer, how is any of this your fault? Because I was stupid. Because I should have listened to my instincts. She was acting so kind. I thought she changed. I thought she changed, so I trusted her. I thought she'd changed. Hmm. Who, Iris? Is she gonna say what I think she's gonna say? Who did you trust? Please don't make me say it. No, no, no. I hope it's not who I think it is. But only one person would make sense with what we know. Hmm. Oh, Pearls. I'm so sorry. I wish I could have protected you from this. Now I understand why this has been so traumatic. I have a sinking feeling in my gut. If I'm right, this is the worst thing that could have happened to my case. Because it gives Pearl a motive. It's okay, Nick. I won't make you say it. The identity of the spirit Nadia was channeling when she died is Morgan Fay. A Fay relative? Yes. She was Pearl and Iris's mother. She was executed shortly after Dahlia. Executed? Yes, for the murder of Dr. Turner Gray. It was 11 years ago. Morgan Fay colluded with Mimi Miney and to frame Maya for Dr. Gray's murder. It was my second time defending Maya in court. That was when I first met Pearls. It was also my first case against Miss Von Karma. Maya was supposed to channel Mimi Miney's spirit, not knowing Mimi was still alive. Mimi knocked Maya unconscious and killed Dr. Gray herself. While pretending to be a spirit Maya had just channeled. Morgan Fay was the mastermind behind the murder. That wasn't the only time she tried to get rid of Maya, to allow Pearl to be master. Nearly a year later, Morgan's actions led to the death of Maya's mother, Misty Fay. She intended Pearls to channel Dahlia's spirit to kill Maya. But she couldn't do it because Misty, who had learned of Morgan's plan, channeled Dahlia first. If it hadn't been for Godot, her plan would have succeeded. When I think about how it could have ended, the lives that could have been lost, my blood still runs cold. If Nadia channeled Morgan, there's no question about it. Plan was definitely to kill Maya. Is it possible? Could Pearls have done this to save Maya's life? I can only imagine how traumatic an experience that would have been. Is that why? No. She's innocent. She would never do something like this. Not ever. There's always someone else. Is that who it was, Iris? Is Morgan the spirit Nadia channeled? Yes. Dude. As far as I can understand, this Morgan face seems dangerous. As she is she not a forbidden spirit? She is. But that doesn't mean Nadia wasn't channeling her. She was such a strict rule follower though. True, but wouldn't that make it even more obvious it was her? No one would think her capable of breaking such a big rule. Good point. Acting out of character on purpose to avoid suspicion is a solid plan. Iris, you need to tell us what happened that night. I can't. It's all my fault. I was so foolish. Iris, it's okay. I can tell you want to get this off your chest. But whatever you have to say, we'll understand. Please know we will understand. Iris, please, for Pearly. For Pearly. I was straightening up the living room before bed when I found something. Oh, you must be certain to procure the key before I enter the room. Bikini will not give it to anyone else. After that, I will do what I must. I will not, I will not something, for for I for I want it done quickly. I do thank you for allowing me to be the one to do it. After her betrayal, it it would be the most fitting punishment. I will make sure you have the key. Oh, Terry. Terry is what it says. I recognized my mother's handwriting at once. I realized what Nadia was going to do. I quickly put on some makeup to try to look 10 years younger, then left the dwelling. My mother was standing outside the summoning chamber when I got there. I did my best to seem like Dahlia, but I'm not a very good actress. My mother recognized me at once. Please, Iris, drop the act. Becoming of you. You could tell? Of course I could tell. I asked her about everything I read in the note. Oh, my dear girl, you mustn't worry. I'm not here to kill Miss Maya, but to protect her. Protect her? I understand if you do not believe me. I imagine I wouldn't believe myself either if I were you. But such trivial things as this feud hardly matter, do they now? I want what is best for all of you. That is why I am protecting her tonight. But what about the note? I had to play along, my dear. It is not unlike Mystic Maya's trickery with Dahlia. The only way to ensure her safety was to inhabit the body of the one who wanted to kill her. I don't know if I can believe that. After all these years of trying to make Mystic Pearl the master. Iris, Yes, I understand. I have never been a warm and loving mother. Not to you or Dahlia or Mystic Pearl. That is my greatest regret. Darling, if I could go back, I would do so very many things differently. I would have loved you then as much as I love you now. Mother? Mom? It was everything I ever wanted her to say. You can't imagine how painful it's been to know your own mother is never going to love you. But she finally said it. She said it, and I wanted to believe her. Damn, this is awful. I wanted to believe her. So I left. I left her there. I could have stopped this. Could have stopped all of this. But I was naive and gullible. I let her manipulate me. I know I'm an adult. I know it's childish to still want this, but I still do. Is that too much to ask? It's natural, Iris. It's not childish or immature at all. It's natural to want your own mother to love you. And for what it's worth, I'm sorry she never did. No one deserves to feel that way. I'm sorry. There is no need to apologize. It's easy to want to believe a comforting lie over a painful truth. Thank you, Miss Hawthorne. Your information has been very valuable. You know what we must do? Must be done now, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, it's the only way. You do? What do we have to do then? We're going to have to channel Morgan. Well, someone is. What about an insight? Would take a lot of time. This manner of getting an insight is new to Rafa. I like to avoid it if possible. Nick, I'll do it. I'll channel her. No, you don't need to. Let me do it. As Master of Khura'in, I cannot allow anyone else to take that risk. I want to do it, Nick. I don't want to take that risk, but she's right. If anyone should do it. Okay, but only if we take the necessary precautions to stop her from harming your body. I'll be careful, I promise. Will you need some time to prepare, Miss Faye? Yes, this will be a very dangerous spirit to channel. We will need to put any security measures in place to protect you? No, I don't think so. Do you have an idea of how long you'll need? 30 minutes should be enough. Very well, you may use my chambers to prepare. This trial will resume in 30 minutes. Oh, damn. This is probably going to be the biggest episode in the series, to be completely honest. All right, but I think this is a good time to stop for now. We're getting close to the end of this trial. I am so excited to finally see this trial come to an end. But we're nearing the end. I think I should probably save it for now. So I'll be able to make this episode the next episode tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe, click the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason.